Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look into a scenario in which Sweden reforms the Kalmar Union in 2023. And what was the Kalmar Union? Basically, it was a union of Scandinavia, which was between Denmark, Sweden, and then there's Norway, Finland, but those countries I think were a part of it. I'm not sure. There's Iceland and Greenland. So basically, this is what it looked like at its peak. Is it going to look exactly like this? No, because we'll have all of Sweden in it. But I don't think Sweden's going to somehow say, oh yeah, you guys can just leave my country. Don't think that's going to happen. So yeah. And now to go into the video. And so Sweden will be reforming it. I could have done Denmark, but as you can tell, Sweden is a strong one. Probably. I think Sweden's most populous Scandinavian country. I guess it's one of the strongest because I can't guess Denmark is a strong nation. Maybe it is, but yeah, deceivingly strong. And yeah, after Sweden annexed one of Denmark's islands, Denmark gets upset. And before we dive into this, I need to fix the water a bit because they don't own the water. Though they probably would love to. Nobody owns the water. Well, they do. There's territorial waters. Yep, I know. But do we really ever use them, besides when we're talking about the South China Sea? The landing being made in Copenhagen, taking the city within a day. Fine, it takes it really quick because it's right on it. They took it before Denmark could be ready. And they land in the north of Denmark, and they succeed in the battle. So now for the peace, its control. Now it's ready to invade Iceland. Why Iceland out of all countries would they invade? Because Iceland is there. And also, this is going to be also larger than the Kalmar Union was. You know why? Because it's probably going to expand a bit in the Russia and the Baltics. With Sweden taking out Iceland, they basically have control of from Greenland, Iceland to Norway. So you see, there's Greenland, on Norway. So technically, they could use the Faroe Islands to create a blockade. But what they need to do if they want to do that is invade Norway now. Because it would be a big one to go from. Because if you look at it, they could easily make a blockade once they take Norway. Kalmar Union did expand in the modern day Russia, I believe. Now this being the invasion of Norway, and this is also tilted in the favor of Sweden. Fine, it doesn't need to be tilted in the favor of Sweden for them to win. But the only tilting in their favor is getting rid of NATO. Because they would have already suffered if they went to war with NATO. Because they'd have to become Russia's friend. I don't think they want to do that based on current events. And a peace treaty is sent demanding Norway and the Svalbard Islands. Is it the Svalbard Islands? Do you guys know? If this is the Svalbard, whatever it is, you can comment it. I just realized I'm recording there. Oops. Well, they launched their full-scale invasion to Norway. As they came out victorious in our union, they launched their invasion of Finland. But somebody gets involved, which is Estonia, which they didn't expect. But they have the Black Sea blockaded to anyone who joins a war or supports it. Which they just realized it's Russia that might be supporting them. Finnish troops march into the Norwegian areas as them and Estonia have teamed up. With repels happening in the invasion, Sweden might win and may lose. With them launching a few naval campaigns with a bunch of landings along their coastline, most of them are repelled. which included 3 of them. But Finland is steadily losing the resistance, with Finland pushing them over here and blockading an area. But soon after, Sweden's getting pretty strong. And Finland almost cut in two. Finnish troops make a counter-offensive. With Finland moving troops out of the north and moving it down around the front line and around there, as Sweden easily advances through here. With the Finnish front not struggling too much, but they get pushed back significantly. With the front lines eventually being set up like this. Get a better blockade, they land in Estonia, to make it so they can only get supplies from Russia and Estonia. As Tallinn falls and they have a new blockade set up, as they land down by the Russian border, Russia accuses them of militarizing their border and launches a special military operation into Estonia and Finland, with their troops marching in and liberating Estonia and liberating southern Finland, and helping Finland push the Swedes back. With this being seen as a milestone in their relations. With Russia's special military operation not going so well, but seeing the threat of multiple nations, they end up declaring war on all the Baltics to show off their strength, as Russian forces get routed. Latvian and Lithuanian forces have fallen as they move back into Estonia. As the forces in Finland manage to get through Russia. In this area, all the Finnish and Russian forces will be forced to flee eventually, as they fight till they're out of resources before they'll flee, because they'll skate away. As they're pushed back to here, their supplies are so low they all just get off this area. And Russia is becoming more and more their biggest threat, with Helsinki falling and Finland is now in ruins. With a ruined Helsinki being not as ruthless. So soon the borders are edging on to St. Petersburg. Russia agrees to a peace treaty signed in Moscow, which is more of a conference, more of negotiating. It's called the Moscow what is it called? Confirmation. Yep. And they all go to Moscow to do a treaty, which is not really based on losing. The treaty was signed. There was one compromise. And the compromise was that, well, Russia would give up lands, but they would gain land. They wouldn't lose lands near and around St. Petersburg. So they made them, because St. Petersburg is here, let's say. Their idea was, since the occupation in this war was like here, they made them push the border back so that wouldn't be impeding on St. Petersburg. You know why they did that? Because it could cause another war if it was impeding on St. Petersburg by Russia wanting lands. So they compromised this. Russia was not seen as the loser, really. Finland is annexed. The Kalmar Union is back intact, stronger than it ever was. And that's all for today's video. Please like and subscribe. We're at 862 subscribers, 138 from our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Please like and subscribe. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. So please like and subscribe. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. Bye, guys. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. But not until you subscribe.